It seems to be an ongoing trend that whenever black people do what some would deem as the impossible, they try to figure out how in the world did they do it, and then the envy kicks in. So today we will be talking about Simone Biles, uh, deemed as like the world's greatest gymnast. Like they actually gave her that title, and it's definitely very well deserved. Well, she continues to break records. I mean, like the girl is unstoppable. I'm sorry, the young lady is unstoppable because she's over 18. She's unstoppable. And recently she just performed this rather what used to now be impossible maneuver that has now become possible because she was able to do it. They actually said that this maneuver that she did, which is called the h0l3s pike, was so impossible to do at one point that gymnasts didn't even practice to attempt to do it because no one wanted to risk an injury, or because risking an injury can ruin your Olympic career, your gymnast career. But she did it, and I'm gonna play the practice video of her actually sticking the landing after I'm done reading the article. But it's more to it than just her accomplishing the maneuver. It's the fact that whenever it seems that a black person, especially, when it comes to the world of gymnastics, they always put pressure on them. And when they exceed that pressure that's put on them, then a lot of criticisms come their way because they were able to exceed the expectations of who. Even though we're not out here trying to, at least we shouldn't be trying to appease a certain demographic. So the name of this article is called "Simone Biles Should Be Praised, Not Punished for Achieving a Feat That Was Deemed Impossible." Last week, ahead of the long-delayed Tokyo Olympics this summer, Simone Biles performed a new move at the U.S. Classic, the Yurchenko double pike, captured in a tweet below. And like I said, I'm going to play the video for you so you can actually see it. And it's crazy to how she landed that landing was like damn near perfect. This is the Olympic gold medalist is widely recognized as the greatest gymnast in the world, and her historic delivery of yet another never have been done before move shows us this reputation is very well earned. Per the New York Times, the Yurchenko double pike is so perilous and challenging that no other woman has attempted it in a competition. It is unlikely that any woman in the world is even training to give it a try. However, the undervaluation of Biles' performance by judges is bringing attention yet again to how the athlete has repeatedly been punished rather than rewarded for her greatness, and the double standards applied to reception to her performances. So there you go right there. She landed this move that was deemed impossible to do, and she did not get the proper score for sticking that particular landing. But I bet you if it was a palm-colored gymnast, they would have gave her 10s across the board. Specifically, Biles' execution of the Yurchenko double pike for her vault routine was given a provisional score of 6.6, similar to her scores for other vaults and without any additional points for or acknowledgement of the near impossible difficulty of the move. This has happened to Biles before in other routines throughout the years, as she executes moves that no other female gymnast has attempted or completed. Gymnastics routines are judged and scored based on their execution and difficulty, but rather than recognize or reward Biles' exceedingly difficult routines and moves with the added points they deserve for their difficulty, judges have often undervalued her performances that include historic completion of new moves. The rationale for this scoring has often been that there are safety risks for other gymnasts who aren't able to complete the moves that Biles is if her moves are rewarded with high scores, and other gymnasts are then motivated to try them. Biles' talent has also been criticized as somehow being unfair to other gymnasts. Let me read that part again. Biles' talent has also been criticized as somehow being unfair to other gymnasts for her ability to do what others can't. Imagine that you are so good and so great that people are butthurt that other gymnasts can't do what you do, and they're mad about that. That is so petty. It's ignorant, but it's very petty. Like, you're mad because she's great. And I'm not going to say that you're not, but you're just not as great as her. Like, they crack me up. Something that's often celebrated and glorified for white or male athletes, for example, Michael Phelps, a swimmer, who's won more Olympic medals than anyone in history, is widely recognized and beloved as the greatest swimmer of our time, despite his immense built-in advantages, including not just the size and proportions of his body, but how his body produces half the amount of lactic acid of the average person, which decreases his fatigue and sharply increases his recovery time. In other words, on a technical and cultural level, Biles, a young black woman, is being punished and subjected to undeniably racist and sexist double standards for her greatness. Basically. After all, we've seen some form of this before for other black women athletes. Caster Semenya, a South African two-time Olympic champion runner, was literally barred from competing in women's sports last year unless she agreed to take medication to lower her naturally higher levels of testosterone. Reminds me also what happened with FloJo back in the day. You remember they, she was so fast that they made her get tested for all kinds of drugs, even though all the stuff came back negative. Like, they try to make it seem like this woman was taking all types of enhancement drugs when that wasn't the case. The woman was just naturally fast. When black women athletes work hard and go above and beyond, they're treated with suspicion, as if they're somehow being dishonest, or as if their success is a detriment to others that should be punished, restricted, and prevented rather than encouraged. From Semenya to Biles, they and other black women athletes face the same intertwined racism and misogyny. Since her post-Yurchenko double pike snub over the weekend, Biles has criticized this judging, but has mostly been celebrating her phenomenal achievement, as she should. They're both too low, and they even know it, but they don't want the field to be too far apart, and that's just something that's on them. That's not on me. Biles told the New York Times about the low scoring on her moves. In a tweet Monday, she also expressed her continued shocked joy, writing, "I'm sorry, but I can't believe I completed a double pike on the vault." So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pause the video right quick, and I'm going to play the video in which she performed that move just practicing. Amazing. That's why they're mad. That maneuver, that move she just did right there, the one that was deemed impossible, it became possible because a young black woman did it first. I'm not saying that I'm not saying she did it first because they didn't say she was the first to do it, but they just said it's impossible move to do, which means it's rarely ever done. But she did it, and because she's more recognizable, they are upset about that. I'm still stuck on the part about, let me go back up. What was that line? That they actually got mad because she could do a move that they couldn't, and they basically criticized her for that. Oh, because our little PC girls can't do the move, so how is it that this one black woman can do this and we can't? When I talk about the fragility of it all, knee deep in their feelings, that's crazy. Well, you know what? She's still phenomenal nonetheless. She stuck that landing. She had a little imbalance right there, but it is what it is. She stuck the landing. She didn't fall. So it is what it is. And I think I saw I looked at the clip where she actually performed it before the judges, and she stuck the landing, and she kind of landed almost damn near on one foot. But that's just simply amazing. And they low-balled her score because she's a black woman, a young black woman, doing moves like this, and they upset. That's really all it is. They'll never say that, and I think she knows that, but is what it is. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one.